In your destiny is key for this existence. You chose this path whether you realize or you don't, and the path you lead upon is a path of awareness of charity, awareness of kindness, awareness of bad, and awareness of good. You would call these two energies yin and yang. These energies are neither good or bad. Everything you see is part of your fall. So, for you to actually be here, listening to my plead to you, it's time to enlighten everything inside of yourself. Because in you is you. There's an energy which is like charity. It just keeps giving. This is where you're from. The energy that simply gives. And if you want to see this hidden truth inside meditation of inside of yourself, when you close your eyes and the vibrations that you vibrate to, you can clearly see it. If you want a stronger fix than that, to encourage you to see different energies, all I want you to do is when the sun hits your skin and you look at your hair follicles, I want you to squint your eyes as much as you can. And you're going to squint them until you see a prism of colour. These prisms of colour is the charity energy, which is always here. Here, now, given. It's for you to receive. Your mission is to go home. Your mission is to detach yourself from the physical, but with a dance. See, at school, we're taught about a table with all the different elements. All these elements, they sit inside of you. And each element creates an energy frequency inside of you, good or bad. But they play their role. So, just for this moment, I want you to close your eyes. And when you close your eyes, think of a dark space. Now, in this dark space, you are the observer. Pull yourself up and look down at the dark space. In the middle of the dark space, you see lightning starting to strike. But it's not lightning strike disappears, it's a flow of energy. And this lightning which strikes starts to feel a human body from the toes of light. And while you stand there, or you observe, you watch this beam animated from the toes pointing down. The electric fills it up like water, and the electric rises all the way up to the knees, and you start to see it feel the legs. It feels the legs, and then it works its way up to the hips. It's just a figure, not man or female, just a figure. And then it keeps on going all the way up. And it fills the body. This body that you can see createdly pure white light. And as it does this, the room starts to light up. And in this dark room, you have a white being with no face. Just a white being, and you can see the source of the energy. The lightning stops in this dark room. This round, dark room that you are in and you're observing. You see this figure now approaching, or created, risen, all light. And this light is moving, like it's alive, like it's got water in it. And you start to see it changing colours. Every angle you look at it, as you walk around it, you see shimmers of turquoise inside, like little small square particles of these different shimmering lights of colour as you go around it. Remember, no face whatsoever. These are the elements inside of a human being, and the light is the lightning that gives you light. It's the charity. This is you, 100% you. Now in this room, that your pure, magnificent colour, radiating and filling the room of the light that you are. And if you observe it, you go around it, you see this perfectly figure, and you keep looking around. Now, another door opens in this room. And as this body, which was levitating, lands its toes onto the ground, the energy, precipitation of the energy of it landing, there's an energy that comes up from the ground, it's the other door, comes up from the ground, and you see it go into the legs, and there's a slight change of colour going through the body. This is earth. This is grounding. Grounding in the truest sense is grounding. Because you're now attached to the earth. And the earth is made of matter. This darkness that leads you into temptation is matter. Once we land our feet upon here, our light slightly changes into a more dimmer light, or a different colour of light. Like a child born for the first time at 3 or 4 years old. It doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't know it's cold unless we teach it it's cold. It's happy wherever it is. This darkness is the matter of earth, with a slightly different colour, a slightly different vibration. But you landed your feet here, and to heal yourself is through the soul. As you were created, or this being was created from an atom and element, and it vibrates to this level of white light, pure white light, into a physical form, you are now going to have physical attraction. This is what dims your light. You can now have children. You can pass a torch down, but the torch that you pass down may be bad, it may be good, it may be both, but your ancestors have passed it down to you. Now let's go back to the elements. The elements that you learn at school, all of these exist in this being in front of you. All of them. And the main one is an electrical being, which is charity, magnetism. keeps its form, holds its form, creates itself with no help from you. It just is. These elements, depending on your ancestors, could have been working very strongly and manifesting certain elements. And these could be bad and they could be good. You inherit these for your bloodline. So, say for example, your dad is a gambler, and his dad was a gambler, and his dad had suicidal, he died, killed himself, and then his dad before that had diseases. What that is, depending on what their life was at that stage, they're working on their elements, and they're manifesting their elements. They're creating their elements. These elements might lay dormant, but through nurture, they would have been able to create these elements into the being that they are. So if they had negative thoughts, and that's what they thought it was because they didn't have a master or a teacher, or they couldn't teach themselves, they would have manifested themselves into the environment they are. This is the female purpose. The female energy is emotion. So if they attach themselves to that element inside of them and didn't work on the positive side, because you've got the yin and the yang, you have an element you could use positively or negatively. All thoughts start from the heart. The minute you see it inside your head, it came from the heart first. Depending, like if I was training or stretching, it's no different. People who are able to balance really well, they're able to work on their atoms, their particles, and then they have brain paths to the particles. They have to do it from a young age. The singer would create atoms by teaching itself how to project its voice and vibrate to a certain level to keep you still to listen to it, because it talks to the atom inside of you. Because we are all one. So, these elements, some people would have worked on them. Sometimes the worst, sometimes the best. But they are what you have to deal with. You have the cards that are dealt with for you. For you to wake up, you have to work on these elements that your ancestors passed down to you. Listen, the ancestors passed down the blood. The spirit is yours. A strong spirit will pierce the emotion, the matter, because you will share light upon it. Jesus, in his form, was a light being, was able to teach his cells to vibrate to a certain level. He mastered it all. Better than Adam and Eve. He was able. That's how he's able to heal people. He could see past. All the stories in the book of the Bible are talking about your cells inside of your body and your organs inside of your body. The Romans, what do you think they are? Going around into every house to look for something. And I've said before, you have two drivers inside of you. You have the autopilot and you have you. The autopilot's always running, but you have to be aware of your breath. I throw light at that, the autopilot, if I throw light at it, it will go into denial straight away, instantly. So it doesn't get the attention of the driver. When the driver moves his head to see that he's not driving, he can then start to cleanse his body and question who is driving. It's as simple as that. So this being, which has been created in the dark through matter and lightning, lands its feet onto the earth, and then becomes attached to the earth, has earthly attachments, which is physical. To live here, to exist here, is physical. You have to break away from that. You have to. Don't give me your energy. Give your energy to yourself. Greet yourself. The body is working for you to come home. And coming home is to put light into all sources, all areas of the body. You can heal. You can create. You can make. So go back to the elements. Look at the elements in the table. See which one is mind and thought, and see which one is charity. Because the charity one will always exist. Work on the positive side. Observe your thoughts. And don't be afraid to admit when you're down. People say don't judge. People still do judge. I still judge. It's a process that we're trying to learn not to. But we have to go on this journey. And this journey is hard. It's not going to be easy. Test your body. Connect to your body. And light up everything inside of your body like you were once before. To break away from the earth, don't attach yourself to the earth. Because when death happens, everything that you recognize the earth is, you will come back. Every emotion. Imagine this. When you die, it's like going to the airport. You're about to fly. You're about to go. But when you go through the airport, you float right through and go up the stairs and straight into the plane and go straight into the sky. You don't go into the pub. You don't go into the casino. You don't go into this. You don't go into this. You don't need to go into the shops. I'm just saying when you die, you have a path, steps straight up to heaven. But to do that, you have to be detached. And every step that you go up will be something that you don't recognize because you've kept yourself fixed here, because you haven't dedicated a practice here for the next step. Because the next step is fearful. You won't like it because you don't experience it. You've never experienced it. You haven't practiced it. But if you've practiced a method to be able to be conscious and observe, you will be able to look at the thing that you do not like and step towards it, but not step off it. Like I said, a child is happy wherever it goes. That's why when you go to the kingdom of heaven, you have to be child again. If I took my daughter up the steps, she'd be happy going up the steps, even though she doesn't know what it is. I give her my hand, walk her up the steps. It's me who looks to the left and goes, oh, there's a gym there, I'll go and stretch. Oh, there's a yoga over there, I'll go and do some of that. Oh, there's a pub there, I'll go and do that. The second I go into that, I come back here, into the web. You're trying to break away from the physicalness. Detach yourself, even from your child, when you go to heaven. The familiarity of the sound of them in the background as you're going up. You're going to go to that because you want to go to that because you recognize it. And you've got this daunting sound of thunder this side. And you're like, well, that don't sound good. You know, because you got told from a young age, thunder and lightning is really bad and it doesn't sound right. Don't like it. And it's roaring. But when that being was created in that black, round cell, and then this light came here, the lightning came down and the thunder was the black. The thunder was the black, and the thunder is the sound of the lightning. The lightning and the thunder is you. Because it's friction which creates energy. Friction is everything. Everything is energy, which is friction, which is the charity of energy. So when you're going up them stairs and you hear or you smell as you're dying, as you're going up, the mind is what keeps you here. But you have to release the mind and go back into the heart. And the heart is where the charity is, because that's the portal out. You see? So like, you hear it, you can smell it, and you want to go that way. And this lightning doesn't sound good, this thunder doesn't sound good, it sounds scary. And you start seeing these big beams of light, and you're like, what is this? I don't like it, I'm going that way. Because you've been nurtured. But if you learn a practice, you just learn it, and you understand, you're dealing with all the different chemicals inside of your body. These elements of this table. And they're all trying to connect to something to hang on to. It's the web, trying to hang on to something. Let go. Hang on. Fall. Let go. Let go. So, Earth has been specifically here for you to come home. They talk about Christ's second coming. They talk about all these different scenarios in the world ending. They're trying to fear you. You are Jesus Christ. You are the consciousness. He talks about putting seeds onto the ground, and good parts, bad parts, parts that kind of grow. He's on about planting a seed. Okay? And that seed will flourish. All that means is that you are the seed, and you put yourself into soil, you grow, and you give your information out. And then your children will give the information out. But that ripple effect is incredible. See, the best in others is the key, and to teach the other person how good they are at something is the key to enlightenment. That is the seed of spreading. I just want you to go home. I want you to have a good life here. Don't be too connected. And just understand, or shall I say, understand your body. Because if you imagine if the body was created like it has been, that means it's got powers inside of it. And you can unleash these powers pretty quickly if you just observe. If you have an antennae and it's got dirt all around it, it's not going to work very well. So then you have to clean your antennae. Clean it. Get rid of the plaque. Get rid of the parasites inside of the body. Start doing protocols. Okay? Become more of a sponge. But you can do this. Test your body. Focus on your breathing. Focus on being here and now. When's the last time you felt your liver, your lungs, your heart? Last time you stretched? Have fulfillment in life. Smile more. Different feeling when you smile. There's a different sound. If you cover your ears and smile, you can hear a different sound. And then you go back, and go this, and turn to this bit here. And there's a different sound in your ears. Energy. Your energy. That's why it exists now. All them particles there on the scheme create me. And you're seeing me in your own living room. So, stretch. Test the body. Understand that you are the light being. And you step your foot onto this earth. And once you step your foot on this earth, it's all about physical appearance. Then address it. Don't be suckered into it. Learn a practice. Observe. Go in. Here. Find the charity inside of you. The heart that beats forever. No man can create that machine. You can. You have. You are. You are it. Go home. And know that the father and mother are here. If you've got a bad mum and dad, then you learn not to focus on the physicalness of people and hope that they're going to take you home, because physicalness won't. The mother and the father are here. What about the spiritual mother and father? Why can't you rely on them? They keep you going. He's still here. She's still here. The sun and the moon, all the planets, they're still here. They haven't left. Nothing new under that sun. Don't trust the government system. It's there. It's there. Walk on it. The matrix system. Walk on it. Maritime law. Walk on it. Use it as it is. Yeah. I love you. Love, live and empathize. You can do this. Learn and practice. Go home. And clean that body. Clear mind. Happy thoughts. Observe your thoughts. And when you see them from this position, rather than this position, and if you're in this position, focus on breathing. See which one is taking you away from the line. Remember? Atom, element, nucleus. You pull one of them away, there's an energy exchange. It doesn't want to be split. It wants to go back to the line. And the back to the line is heaven. Atom, element, fighting against each other. Oh no, let them work together. Rama is your karma. Namaste.